Steven and Itzel, can you come sit? Okay, so we're gonna edit my story together. So what that means is we're gonna go back to this story and we're gonna put the punctuation where we need to put the punctuation, right? Okay, so let's read this together. I'll read it and then you read it, okay? First, I went to the store wait a minute. First, I went to the store. Should I put something here? Who can raise their hand if they know what punctuation mark I should put here? Siley? A period. Do you want to come up and put a period there? Good job. So we put a period to end this sentence. And what do we do after we put a period? We stop and what?
And breathe.
And we take a breath, right? Before we start our next sentence. Uh-oh. I see something in this sentence too. Does anyone know what's wrong with this letter in the beginning of the sentence? Danny?
Yes.
Does anyone know how we're supposed to start a sentence? With not a lowercase letter. What's the other letter that we can start a sentence with? Lindsay?
Uppercase.
An uppercase letter, right? So when we're writing, we want to make capital or uppercase letters to start our sentence. So we're going to make this a capital F, right? In first. So first, I went to the store. Stop and what?
Breathe.
Take a breath, right? Uh-oh, we're starting a new sentence. So what kind of letter should this be?
I.
It's an I, but this is a lowercase I. What should we use to start our next sentence? What kind of letter? Siley? Remember how we did it to this letter? What letter could we use to start this sentence?
Uppercase.
An uppercase, right? So we're going to change this to an uppercase I, because when we're starting a sentence after a punctuation mark or in the beginning of our story, we use an uppercase letter. Can everyone say uppercase letter?
Uppercase letter.
Good job. Okay, so now we're starting our next sentence. I asked the worker, do you have candy? Do you have candy? What's missing at the end of this sentence? I'm asking a question. What's missing? Christian?
Period.
Not a period. I'm asking a question. Do you like candy? Who can help out Christian? John? What punctuation mark can we use? I'm asking a question. Do you like candy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out something. I'm asking a question. Oh, what is that called?
It's called a question mark.
Question mark. Good job. So where should we put the question mark? In the middle of the sentence?
No.
Should we put it over here?
No.
Should we put it at the end?
Yes.
So, John, do you want to come up and write a question mark at the end of my sentence?
I don't know.
Can anyone help John and draw a question mark? Lindsay? Right up here. Good job. A question mark, right? So we'll make a little dot down here so we know it's separated like this. So let's start over again. First, I went to the store. I read and then you read, okay? First, I went to the store.
First, I went to the store.
My turn. I asked the worker, do you have candy? Your turn.
I asked the worker, do you have candy?
Uh-oh, I'm starting a new sentence. So what's wrong with this letter? Who can tell me what's wrong with this letter? Yvonne?
You need to make it bigger.
Yvonne, do you know what's wrong with this letter?
I don't know.
Can someone help you? Oh, I'm sorry. Lewis.
Diagram.
What is it? Who can tell me what's wrong with this letter? It's a lowercase letter. What does it need to be, Christian? An uppercase letter. Good job. So we're going to make this an uppercase letter because we're starting a new sentence. You see? She told, nope, my turn first. She told me it was at the back of the store. I walked up. I think I need to add a punctuation mark in this sentence.
Yeah.
She told me it was at the back of the store. What punctuation mark am I missing here? Siley? She told me it was at the back of the store. Is it a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point? She told me it was at the back of the store.
Exclamation.
Lindsay, you want to help Siley?
Exclamation.
Is it an exclamation mark? I don't sound really excited, do I? She told me it was at the back of the store. Is there another punctuation mark that might be better? Siley?
A period.
A period. Good job. Do you want to draw in a period? Right after store. Good job. Uh-oh. We're starting a new sentence, Lindsay. Turn around. We're up here. We're starting a new sentence. So what's wrong with this letter? Does anyone know what's wrong with this letter? Danny? This is a lowercase letter. What does it need to be?
Uppercase.
An uppercase letter. Good job, Danny. So I'm going to make this an uppercase. I walked to where she pointed. I found the I think I need a punctuation mark. I walked to where she pointed. What am I missing here? Raise your hand if you know what I'm missing here. Adia? Do you know what I'm missing in this sentence at the end of this sentence? What is it? I walked to where she pointed. Can anyone help Adiel? John?
A period.
A period. Do you want to draw on a period? Right here? Good job. Uh-oh. I'm starting a new sentence again, right? What's wrong with this letter? Again.
I know.
Miss Rossi kept making a lot of errors this time.
I know.
Adiel? What?
Period.
We put a period. So what comes after the period to a lowercase letter? What does it need to be?
I know.
We're not calling out. Danny?
Uppercase.
An uppercase
Good job,
letter.
Danny.
Good job. So we're going to start this next sentence. We're almost finished with our story. I found the candy. It was so good. That sounds like a really long sentence with a lot of words, right? I think we need to break this sentence up too. I found the candy. Or should I say, I found the candy? What punctuation mark should I put after I say, I found the candy? Lindsay? I found the candy. I'm excited. What should I put? What type of punctuation mark should I put at the end of my sentence? I found the candy. I'm really excited. Siley, can you help Lindsay?
Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. So what punctuation mark should I use? Do we remember?
Yes, I do.
Let's see. I'm going to go back. What is this called? Does anyone remember what this punctuation mark is called? Siley?
Excited.
Excited, but what is this?
But I know.
What punctuation mark is this? An exclamation point or an exclamation mark, right? Because I'm so excited. I found the candy. So does anyone want to come up and put an exclamation point? Evelyn? I found the candy. Exclamation point. Good job, Evelyn. I found the candy. So I have one more sentence left, but I see something wrong in the beginning of this sentence. What is this letter?
I.
Raise your hand if you know. What's wrong with this word right here, this letter? Christian? I. But what does it need to be? This is a lowercase I. We're starting a new sentence, so what does it need to be? It is a lowercase, so what should we change it to?
I know.
An
I.
It is an I. Can someone help Christian?
I know. I know.
Steven? Can someone help Steven?
I know.
Danny?
A lowercase.
An uppercase letter, right? So we're starting a new sentence, so we need to put an uppercase letter. It was so good. I don't sound too excited. Let me change that. It was so good. was so good. What punctuation mark do I need? It was so good. Shh, we're not calling out. Siley? It was so good. I'm excited. What punctuation mark should we use? I'm excited. What is this called, John?
Exclamation.
Exclamation point, John. You want to write in an exclamation point? Oh my goodness. Writers, we finished my story. We added all of the correct punctuation. We added uppercase letters. So now can we all read this story together and see how much better it sounds? Ready? First, I went to the store. I asked the worker, "Do you have candy?" She told me it was at the back of the store. I walked to where she pointed. I found the candy. It was so good. Doesn't that sound a lot better than it was when my mom read the story?
Yeah.
Because why? What did we add in here that made it sound better? Raise your hand. What did we add? What are these marks called? Punctuation marks, right? So do you think that maybe we can go back to our stories that we've been writing and add punctuation marks to help our readers read our story better, right? Because if you don't have punctuation marks, maybe someone will read your story and read it how my mom read my story. Because there's no breaks in between the sentences. All the words just keep going and going and going, right? Remember in social studies last week how we learned that we follow rules in school and we follow rules of being a good citizen?
Yeah.
Well, these are the rules for writing. These are the rules that we need to follow when